What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get right into it. So today, you guys, we're gonna be talking about things that I wish I would have checked or I wish I would have known before purchasing my truck. I missed a lot of things, y'all, a lot of things. So we can start out first with let's do leaks. Let's do leaks. Leaks is a good topic. Make sure you check in for air leaks and coolant leaks. A big mistake I made is getting this truck and I didn't understand a lot of things about the truck. Let me explain. So when I'm looking at when we first got there and we was looking at the truck, everything looked cool and everything was good, right? And I didn't think the truck had no leaks. So coming from a company driver, you know, you can hear a leak, but if it's a slow sleep, you ain't gonna know, right? All 4 airbags were like just flat, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't pay no attention. Like, I didn't really think nothing was wrong with the truck. I thought just maybe it's been sitting a minute and, you know, it just needs to air up, you know what I'm saying? Not thinking that I should go check the truck that was right beside it and see if those airbags was on the ground as well. So I aired the truck up and the airbags aired up, everything was good, you know what I'm saying? The salesman was on my back. He wasn't really letting me, like, you know what I'm saying, like really go in depth and look up under everything. If I move, like, you know something up when the salesman is constantly talking to you while you're trying to check everything and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So come to find out that 2 of the airbags had a leak in them, and also the leveling valve was leaking as well. I had to replace those 2 airbags, and I also went ahead and just replaced all 4 of them. I think all in all it was like $500-$600 for all 4 of them. And I put them on myself, and they've been on for I think a year now, and everything been good. And I also replaced the leveling valve myself as well, you guys. So make sure you check in those airbags and check that leveling valve. Air it up, let it sit for 10, 15, 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Or as DOT says, you know, whatever their rule is, I think like a certain amount of PSI per minute or something like that. Go by those rules, you guys. I didn't go by those rules, and it cost me $500-$600. The next thing is coolant leaks. Make sure you looking at, because they're gonna wash the truck, right? And they're gonna clean the engine and everything. What I am gonna tell y'all to do is take that truck for a test drive. Go drive it, get it nice and warm, and then bring it back and say, you know what, I will just let it sit for about 20 minutes. Let it sit for about 20 minutes and look at those clamps and look at where that hose goes onto that pipe and where that clamp is. I didn't check it, you guys, and I had 2 coolant leaks. I had to replace all the hoses. I didn't have to, but I went ahead and replaced all the hoses because it was coming into winter time when we first, like, right after we bought the truck, and I was, you know, it was gonna leak even worse. So I just said I'll just replace all the hoses. So I replaced all those myself as well, and try to do things yourself. Try not to take it to a dealership and nothing like that, because they're gonna charge you an arm and a leg, you guys. And I got another thing that I can tell y'all, you know, about going back to the airbags. We're gonna come back to the coolant leaks, but going back to the airbags. So on that leveling valve, I had one of the fittings were like messed up on it, and I had the truck. I was driving it up to Kenworth, right? So I was at the Kenworth dealership, and they was like, "Oh yeah, we can fix it right quick if you want us to." And me being a novice at the time, I was like, "Yeah, go ahead and fix it." Ended up being like $400 for them to replace 3 little fittings on the leveling valve. And that wasn't even the problem. This was for the old leveling valve. So when I put the new leveling valve on, I just replaced all those fittings myself. So I was out of another $300-$400. So it's just little novice stuff that I didn't know. But that was just a quick little sidebar. But back to the coolant leaks. So I got all those replaced. Everything was good. I replaced it myself. I have not had any coolant leaks since then. I hope I don't. And it's been like about 8-9 months. Next is torque rods. I didn't know my torque rod bushings were bad until I went and leased onto this company I'm with now. They did the onboarding inspection, and boy, my torque rods were bad, y'all. They was moving them. They weren't really, like, you couldn't really move it a lot with the hands, but you can move it a little bit with the hand, and you can see they were walking. Your torque rods are right up under where the trailer goes, right up under your 5th wheel. Sometimes be before, and I know mine's like, I got one before and one behind the 5th wheel, and there's like the little sidebar that's keeping the frame together, you know what I'm saying? Let the frame flex a little bit. So make sure you checking those. Do not leave that lot if you ain't checked those yet. I think those, I don't know how much those were. So the next thing on my list is your seals and carrier bearings. When I say seals, I'm talking about your differential seals. Get up under your truck. I didn't get up under my truck, and I should have, y'all. I should have. This cost me $3,300. Get up under your truck and look at each differential. Make sure your seals aren't leaking, your differential seals. They're gonna be found where that yoke goes into the diff. It's right there. Like you'll see it. If it's leaking, you'll know it's leaking. That'll be your differential seals. Also, your carrier bearing. Your carrier bearing is kind of like in the midway point. You know what I'm saying? I would have to get out and show y'all, but it's in the midway point. You'll see it's like a little U-shaped thing that holds up the drivetrain, the drive shaft. So make sure y'all checking that. They can literally push my drive shaft up and down, and I was like, dang, bro. So if you having like any weird vibrations and stuff like that, it's probably your carrier bearing. So make sure y'all get that checked out. Make sure y'all, you know, are checking that before you leave that lot with that truck. And the last and final boss to me is DPF, y'all. The DPF. Get those maintenance reports. Get those, like if they ever took it to Kenworth, get that whole thing. I didn't get mine until after I left. I requested it after I left, so because I didn't know no better. You know what I'm saying? I was just excited to get a dang truck. You feel me? So I made a few mistakes, and I should have got the maintenance history before that. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all get that, because that's gonna tell you if it can tell you if something wrong with that DPF. So my DPF, everything was fine. I drove it probably like 10 to 20 miles when I was test driving it, and got back to the dealership. Everything was fine. You know what I'm saying? Everything was good. Got off the lot, got about 200 miles from the dealership, and the engine light came on. Not the engine with the wrench, it's just the standard engine light. And I didn't know what was going on with it, and I called them, and they was like, oh, okay, just take it till when you get back to where you're going, because I didn't feel like going all the way back. You know what I'm saying? I was like 200-300 miles from the dealership. They said when you get to where you're going, just take it to the Kenworth dealership and just tell them, you know, that you got this type of you got the premium 2000 or some warranty, and then they'll cover it, and if they don't cover it, we'll cover it. Now, they did reimburse me for it. They said it was a sensor, the pressure sensor. They replaced it, and then they reimbursed me for it. But make sure y'all is checking that and do a detailed inspection. I suggest bring a mechanic. Next time I go get a truck, I'm gonna look at it myself, but I'm also probably gonna have a mechanic come look at it, and I'm not gonna rush into it. I'm gonna be like, okay, yeah, it looks good. I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna hire a mechanic, and we're gonna go back out there and look at it together the next day. Ain't gonna be, I feel like I really rushed into getting my first truck, you guys. And I know this video all over the place. I'm tired. I just got done driving. Woke up super early this morning to get this load over here, but that's neither here nor there. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. If y'all want me to go more in depth and show y'all like the repair bills, I can. Just let me know down below. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know if y'all want to see more videos like this.